So if you're the kind of player that likes high DPS builds, we got something special for you today. Linda is able to make up to 15 attacks in a single combat round, only 4 seconds, and it's not some gimmick. We built her just for that purpose. We call her the Combat Cuisinart. Hi, I'm Travis, one of the developers of Altered World, the new science fantasy TTRPG that finally lets you answer the question, I wonder if I could play a blender, but covered in fur and with a bad attitude. So when it comes to combat, Linda is specifically designed to kind of break the action economy. Her reaction speed is incredible, so she's almost always going to be on the winning end of the initiative order. And when she attacks, she can choose to simply overwhelm her foes with attacks. Because they're coming faster, they may not do as much damage, but the odds are in your favor by being able to roll the dice more often. Even when not on the most aggressive warpath, Linda's a whirlwind. Attacking at a modest 4 attacks per round, she still has extra actions to dedicate specifically to defense, making her harder to hit. In either case, Linda can relentlessly carve her foes into little bits, just like her namesake. But who is Linda? Is she just some death machine, or is there more going on here? First of all, she's a Riez. This is a member of a fierce, matriarchal warrior culture hailing from the far planet of Boudica Samak. A deadly insult to a childhood rival sent her into a desperate spiral, seeking help from any that would offer it. She accepted a chance to be smuggled to Earth, but once she got here, her benefactors turned the screws a little bit. Now she owes them money every week, or they say they're going to turn her over to the authorities. She's only able to work because her smugglers gave her a stolen identity, and while she enjoys her job as a security guard, it doesn't pay quite enough. So she does the odd job for her bosses, sometimes as a mule, sometimes as a thumper. She prefers the latter. Her entire life is a pressure cooker, and it comes out when she fights. So how is she able to bend the mechanics to her will so well? There's a little bit you'll need to understand about the core systems of the Altered World engine to see how this works. Here's the Cliff Notes version. Action rolls are made with 2d10 against a talent-specific target number, what we call the action roll base, or ARB. Every point that you roll above your ARB is called a success level. These can be spent to improve the quality, efficiency, or style of your successful action. In combat, time gets tracked in 1 second long phases, and there are 4 of those in a combat round. Different actions have different phase costs, or the number of phases it takes to complete that action. You can perform 2 automatic actions per phase on top of other actions. Menial actions take 1 phase to complete. Easy actions take 2, hard take 3, and complex actions take 4. When you make a melee attack, you have the choice to make a quick strike, which is a menial action, or a normal strike, which is an easy action. Now, remember what I said about spending success levels to improve quality or efficiency of your actions? If you decide to spend success levels on quality, they increase the damage your attack deals. But if you spend them on efficiency, you get to speed up the attack. So that menial action, quick strike, can become an automatic action. It costs 4 success levels to do this. I can hear you now. But this is all dependent on what you roll. You really can't count on it all the time. That's true. But if you're coming from a D&D framework, which it's safe for me to assume you are, it's worth understanding that the dice system in Altered World is much less swingy than D&D. Considering just the base dice and her ARB, Linda has a 90% chance of succeeding on an attack, and a 64% chance of getting at least 4 success levels. And that doesn't account for exploding doubles. All in all, Linda only needs to roll a 10 on 2d10 with each attack to get enough success levels to do this. The only other thing to keep in mind is that because of how the Altered World initiative system works, you have to declare ahead of time that this is what you're trying to do. The good news is it doesn't negatively impact your action economy to try it out and fail. So here's how it works. When Linda declares her action in phase 1, her player decides to make up to 3 quick strikes, spending success levels on the first 2 to speed them up. Her ARB normally is 6, and she needs to get at least 4 success levels to increase the speed of the attack to an automatic action. Let's say she rolls a 12. That would leave her with 2 success levels to apply to additional damage. Since that first attack was successful, she gets to make the second attack. This time she rolls double 4s, only an 8. Sad trombone noises. But wait, it's doubles! She gets to throw 1 more d10 and add it to the total. She gets a 7 for a total of 15. After taking out the 4 for speeding the attack up, she's got 11 more to apply to damage. And since that attack was successful, she gets to use her normal menial action for the phase to make another quick strike. But she only really needs to roll a 6 on this one. A 5 and a 3 gives her an 8 for 3 successful hits in 1 second of game time. And she's still got 3 more phases in the round where she can do this. Hey, Travis, I hear you saying, the math ain't mathing. That's only 12 attacks. And you're right, but she's got 3 extra menial actions that she gets to use every single round on any menial action that she wants. So there's a 4th attack in the first phase. Or she could play it safe and take the parry defensive action to make herself harder to hit in melee. Lather, rinse, repeat. Linda is all about seizing the initiative and then making her opponents suffer. The scenario we've laid out here is pretty extreme, and it does rely on the dice going your way. But there are other options to ensure success as well. You could really lean into the thematic element of her going into a complete frenzy and use what we term forced superiority. This gives her a modest bonus to her ARB in exchange for giving a steeper bonus to attacks made against her by her enemies. It's a trade-off, to be sure, but it's 100% on brand for her and gets her to a 79% probability of success on each of those sped up quick strikes, even before you account for the possibility of doubles. The other option is to spend XP on the rolls. Without getting into it too much, Linda could spend up to 18 XP on each of these rolls if she wanted to. 2 or 3 would probably be enough, though. If you've got the XP to burn, then maybe it's worth it to you. Just remember that XP spent to modify rolls in the game can't be used to increase your character's power later. Because the quick strikes do less damage, they aren't going to be super effective against well-armored opponents, so this isn't likely to be the right option for that scenario. If you find yourself with a chance to wade into a sea of minions, though, well, I think Ric Flair said it best. Woo! If you love characters that are fast, throw out lots of attacks, reliably win initiative, and can matrix their way out of tight situations, Linda is probably the character for you. In D&D terms, if the Tabaxi Monk is your jam, you're really going to have a lot of fun playing Linda. If not, don't worry. We've got lots of options for you in our quick start. 10 to be exact, and some of them are builds that you basically can't do in any other game. Maybe give us a follow and hit that notification bell so you can learn about them all. We hope you enjoyed this glimpse at our favorite illegal alien meat grinder. If you want to check out some of our other videos, we'd really appreciate that. Also, you can head over to DriveThruRPG at the link in the description where you can pick up our free quick start, the Altered World Beer and Pretzels kit. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep your world altered.